Esther, Chapter 2, A Magician and a Hunter. Cold open, exterior, a desert camp, 2 BC, night. Mary, wife of Clopas, and Mark walk, carrying baskets, poking their head into crudely draped tents as they talk familiarly.
Laundry! No? Okay, I'll check again tomorrow. Okay.
Will the master have you laundering tomorrow afternoon as well?
No, we've all been invited to hear the sermon. Not relishing the trek up the mount, though. I don't mind telling you. Laundry!
Ought to be worth it. He's been going over it, muttering about the meek in his sleep for weeks.
Thanks for stepping up for Mary, by the way. Don't know where she's got to.
Yes. Who could say?
Does keep busy, that one.
Speak of busy.
Laundry! Oh.
In the tent are Thomas and Simon in a naked embrace, quickly looking for something to cover up with.
Oh, Mary, we were just gathering our garments for you.
Ah, yes, for laundry. Quite grimy. A lot. Here you go.
Simon and Thomas scoot a pile forward and huddle together with their arms over their knees now.
Hello, Mark.
Simon. Thomas.
Hey, Mark.
Mary C. gathers their things into Mark's basket, and the pair make a further wordless departure, grinning just slightly. Interior, another tent, night. J.C. and Mary the Magdalene sit in quiet contemplation together, with something to drink and nibble each. J.C. finally breaks the silence after some beats.
I think I'm going to lose the bit about those in mourning.
Oh?
I mean, they're not blessed, are they? I mean, sure that the whole sentiment is about feeling more alive, feeling at all, but I don't know, it feels wrong.
Is this maybe about your dad? I mean, about Joseph?
You don't have to guard yourself with me, Mary. And he was my dad, probably. Don't tell Mom I said that, okay? Or like anyone else, I guess.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm second guessing everything now. What do you think?
I think the point is that suffering is what we have in common. You say the sad people and the people without riches are entitled to the same paradise as anyone else. That's just hope. Why leave the mourning out of that?
Oh, Mary.
Why exclude yourself?
Is that what I'm doing now?
You couldn't have saved him.
I've helped so many with my guy's wisdom.
And thrilled by the same token, but you are a man, and so was he, and he was old, and time took him.
My dear Mary, you're my one true friend and comfort in this world or the next.
That's how they feel about you. So stop doubting yourself. You're kind and you love your people. Ask no more of them and no less. They will accept it in any form you deliver it to them, as long as it is the truth you know in your kind heart. And it will be words for the ages.
Mary.
Exterior tent night. Mary C. and Mark approach.
Should I bother the rabbi? I don't want to bother him if he's working on his speech.
Well, he's not going to give it in a robe smelling of camel piss. Give him a knock.
Mary C. leans in. Mark waits and snickers a bit.
Rabbi? Have you any laundry? Oh my lord, I'll come back later.
In the tent, Miriam and JC scramble to cover themselves.
Oh, Mary, oh no, it's fine. We were just,
Laundry, here you go. Thanks for stopping by, Mary.
Thank you, Mary. Oh shit, oh, thanks. Okay, bye.
Thank you, Mary. Mark
Mark is still grinning. He follows Mary C.
My lord.
And cold open. Act 1, interior, a morgue, 2020 AD day. A mortician wakes, showers, and prepares for work, reading a newspaper, driving, saying hello to the receptionist, etc. Once in a cold-looking room adorned with a lot of stainless steel, he hits the intercom and seems about to ask something about the body on the table, but doesn't quite choke out the first words before a woman in what might appear to be a Secret Service uniform enters his eye line. He's a bit stunned and just has more questions. Agent Hunter raises a gun with a silencer and puts a bullet between his eyes before he can say anything. Then she walks to the body on the table. She puts a hand to its forehead and her eyes slowly turn white. Seemingly in a dream, we see a gas station attendant at his work post, intrigued when a flashy red sports car pulls in. Then more or less ignoring Esther when she glares at him and starts filming herself. The man's eyes go milky white and he seems forced to focus on the teenager, T, in the passenger seat, rifling through a box of cassette tapes. In a sort of flash forward, we see the man grasp his arm and fall outside as the car drives away. As he dies, the milky-eyed man is forced to look up the road where a hitchhiker tries to flag down the sports car, which seems in fact to be slowing after all now. The hitchhiker seems thrilled. The vision ends abruptly and Agent Hunter's eyes return to normal. We're back in the morgue, where the receptionist has entered, then sees the body of the mortician and now screams. For a moment, she and Agent Hunter just look at each other. Then...
What, you never seen a dead body before?
Hunter shoots the morgue receptionist between the eyes as well. As she leaves, she puts a finger to her earpiece.
I'm close.
Exterior restaurant, day. Esther, T, and JC dine in the open air on fast food served in wax paper, the sports car parked in the background. Esther has a significant amount of desserts.
JC, T, just fries and shake for you two?
I'm vegetarian.
Me too.
Silence lingers. JC, with some ketchup dribbled on his fingerless gloves, soon goes back to scribbling in his tattered notebook.
What's that?
Just some thoughts and things. It's not super important. Oh, hey, a quarter.
JC bends down and picks up a dirty quarter off the ground. He rubs it on his jacket and moves to hand it to Esther.
Yeah, community pot.
Esther visibly holds back a gag.
No, dear. You keep it. You'll, need it on your journey. Somewhere.
JC accepts this and pockets the quarter. All's a little too silent again. T just stares and sips her shake. JC scratches his ear. He pulls out the quarter, feigning surprise.
Oh, how did that get there?
Despite herself, T grins a bit. Esther's resolve is stronger. JC starts moving the quarter through his fingers in increasingly complex, seemingly gravity-defying ways. Seeing he's not about to get a standing ovation, he pockets the quarter again and eats a fry. Then he looks at T. He reaches to her face.
Hey, you got something. Just...
Quarter appears again. Now Esther smiles, just a little. T forces an embarrassed scowl through her own smile.
Lame.
JC is satisfied.
So, where are we taking you, Magic Man?
Just trying to get north as far as I can. I'm meeting someone there.
You a spy or something?
What? No.
Why the mystery?
Huh?
What the little one is trying to say is if you have an address, we've no particular place to be. We're just sort of Thelma and Louising it as you please.
What?
It's a forget it. You're Thelma.
T's for Tiana.
It's just my buddy's kind of, sensitive about the stuff, people knowing where he lives. He's a bit on.
Oh?
You're a bit odd, JC. Whatever that is.
There's a country road about an hour from here. That's where I'll have you drop me, if that's cool.
Fair. Shall we?
JC nods and gathers their trash, taking it to the bin and heading for the car. Esther follows. T empties the remains of the fries into her mouth and seems alarmed suddenly. She pulls the quarter out of her mouth.
Gross. Fucker.
Interior of the car, day. On the road, JC naps in the passenger seat. Behind him, T sits next to his bag and takes out his notebook as Esther bops her head to some Carpenter's greatest hits. T twists up her face as she reads. She looks to JC, then back to the notebook. Cut 2, exterior. The Mount, 2 BC, day. JC sees for a multitude of people. He looks nervous.
Blessed are the
people wait. Cut back to interior, the car, 2020 AD, day. T seems confused and puts the notebook back, folds her hands, then sees and takes out a pack of cards as JC sits in the front seat.
Hey, JC, do something with these.
JC looks back at her, pulling out the weathered pack.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, let the poor boy sleep.
No, it's cool. It's cool.
So cool.
Okay. Yeah. Pick a card. Um,
JC executes the trick as Esther looks concerned. The car slows as traffic comes into view up ahead on the, until now, sparsely populated road.
is this your card?
No.
Damn, I must have fucked it up. No, wait. Here's it. Is this your card?
He pulls it out of his mouth, slobbery.
Sick. That's still not it, though.
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. It's in your mouth.
His eyes go wide and she suddenly gags, pulling out her card.
What the fuck? What the actual fuck?
It's your card, right?
Who gives a shit? Is this the only thing you know how to do? What the fuck? Pervert.
Children, look.
Ahead, the two forget everything that came before the sight that hits their eyes now. An overturned truck sits on its side ahead of a dozen cars, sheep in various states of injury scattered everywhere, some dead, some grazing, some hobbling, etc.
Fuck me.
Yeah, fuck you. What's happening?
Wait here.
She unbuckles and dons her scarf, moving ahead between the other cars. The sight is truly ghastly and macabre. A zoom out reveals Agent Hunter in the tree line with a group of black-clad compatriots. She touches her ear.
Got him. Bringing the wandering Jew home. Stand by.
End Act 1. Act 2. Exterior, countryside, day. Esther approaches the scene, grisly, macabre, bloody, comic. The upended truck, wheels still spinning, the driver dazed, wandering, and sort of half inspecting the damage. Esther looks back to the car. JC is approaching. All Esther can manage as he comes in earshot is a somewhat stunned.
This isn't my work.
As JC speaks, we see black-clad agents move in from the sides of the road, from the tree line, out of sight of our heroes. The cars sitting, some blasting their horns, seem more angry than confused, somehow connecting on a primordial level that for once there is someone to blame for the feeling of the overwhelming dread of existence, and this time no one's going to tell them they're imagining the conspiratorial connection, because look, right there's a bunch of scary ops dudes in black tactical gear with semi-automatics and shit.
Oh, what did you say?
What? Nothing, JC, honey. Just some serious fuckery is afoot here, and I can't.
Agent Hunter steps seemingly out of nowhere and shoots Esther between the eyes. In slow motion, Esther falls. JC's eyes go wide and Hunter's cold expression gives way to a grin. As Esther falls, she sees T scream in the car, and all spot the encroaching ops team as they raise their weapons and shout commands toward the direction of JC. Then all goes black. Fast cut back up, Esther lying on the road, seemingly dead. JC grabs for Hunter's gun. She maneuvers it away and puts JC in a headlock, then points the gun at his knee and pulls the trigger. Nothing. JC judos out of her grip and manages to knock her down. She is up quickly, and he throws all the bullets he magicked away from her gun, which works surprisingly well to theatrical effect. It takes her a moment to regroup.
Jesus fucking Christ.
The ops team is on him now, aiming to maim, and the routine plays out again, grabbing them one by one and judoing them to the ground each. Their guns don't fire. JC bolts, spilling their bullets out of his sleeves and onto the road as he runs, striking a couple of ops team members, bullets splashing around in the air when he does. In the car, T does some mental math and comes to some private conclusion. She grabs JC's notebook and, crouching, flees the scene, slipping out of the car unnoticed and making a beeline to the tree line. JC is overwhelmed now. The ops team has moved of their own and have a good grip on him. People are scared now, recording the scene from their cars. The ops team starts knocking on windows, weapons raised, confiscating phones. Hunter approaches and zip ties his hands and feet to the cars.
We're in a dead zone, you idiots.
For good measure, she pepper sprays JC a bit. He screams and moans.
Oh, what are you doing? Don't you know who I am?
Yeah, genius. What do you think this is?
You're in trouble. Wait till my father hears about this.
I'll get right on that.
She wipes some blood from her lip and knocks him out with a punch. Cut to black. Interior, the ruins of heaven and Hades resources, outside of time. Fade up from the darkness on Esther, groggy and slumped in a dusty old office chair, in a room that would appear to belong to a building condemned, awaiting demolition. It's quite dark, but there's a door leaning off its hinges, outer space swirling about outside with no fixed point. Esther holds her head and rights herself. She brushes some dust off her and shakes a cobweb off her jeweled hand. She feels her forehead. There's a hole.
Fabulous.
She stands and finds her footing, gravity seeming to function unreliably, and moves around the space, which contains little more than a decaying mop bucket and an old guillotine. Esther seems to stumble and catches herself in the doorway to the next room. She seems stunned at what is inside. She recovers.
Can't say I care for what you've done with the place.
Made the afterlife redundant? Was kind of redundant already, wasn't it?
I was clearly joking about the decor. Never mind. What are we doing here? It's dusty.
Things falling to bits not really the embodiment of Entropy's bag anymore.
People change, dear.
You're not people.
Look who's talking. Anyway, I suppose you've got me where you want me. I'll find a way out of here eventually, you know. Don't know why we can't kiss and make up. Let bygones be bygones. Nothing I can do to you these days anyway. You're barely corporeal.
You killed friends of mine.
Sorry.
I need a favor.
Did I leave an IOU in your cookie jar?
I'm offering you your way out, Esther.
I meant no disrespect. What's on your mind, dear?
The prophet.
Come again?
Jesus Christ of Nazareth? You're a hitchhiker. You didn't recognize him?
Huh. I knew I recognized that physique somewhere. Been a long time since the crucifixion. Tell you the truth, I haven't really been paying attention over the centuries. What do you suppose he's been up to?
Yeah, right. That's kind of the point. Short answer? Enough.
Well, look at you, Miss Mysterious all of a sudden.
Gina walks through the desk like a ghost and approaches Esther, who flinches ever so slightly, but stands her ground as best she's able. Gina gets serious.
If I ask you to help him stay out of trouble, do you think you can do that for me?
I was already helping until someone who looks a hell of a lot like your old boss put a damn bullet in the rental.
Fix you up with a new model. You start no shit. There'll be conditions.
Ugh. I was ending my vacation anyway. You're about 8 paces back, Glinda.
No killing.
I'm offended.
Oh, I mean it. And soon as things resolve, and they'll do, you're back to deflating car tires and knocking ice cream cones to the pavement from a safe celestial distance, yeah? You've wreaked enough havoc in the last year for one blue rock.
Are we still talking? Fix this hole in my pretty head? Jesus of Nazareth, you are basic.
Nice to see you too. Stay out of trouble.
Gina smacks Esther's forehead hard, and as she falls, we flash to. Exterior, roadside, day. Esther comes to and feels her forehead. The hole is gone. She's restored. Still, she seems rattled, looking around at the chaos. Cars attempting to drive through the sheep carnage, some people walking around dazed, wondering if they're getting their phones back as an unmarked van speeds away.
Fuck. The afterlife nullifying RN of death is not gonna be happy I lost you, lover boy.
A few feet away, a sheep with its entrails spilled out stirs suddenly to life and bleats. Meh.
Great aim, Nurse Shaw.
End Act 2. Act 3. Exterior, tree line, day. T sits in the wooded tree line, hiding successfully and reading JC's notebook, her expression contorted.
This manifesto is wild.
The familiar screech of Esther's car tires is heard and T perks up.
She shakes off some confusion about what she must have seen and runs toward the road, flailing.
Esther barely sees her in time to hit the brakes. He hardly notices. The window's down, Esther calls.
Get in, sweetheart. We're on a rescue mission.
You know this guy is super weird, right?
In. We gotta go.
I think this JC might be some kind of Jesus freak. His notebook's full of Bible stuff.
And he's a magician to boot. Wow. Seatbelt, little miss.
They peel out and gain on the unmarked van quickly, darting around cars, fleeing the scene and honking their displeasure.
Music, if you would, dear.
He shrugs and picks up the box of tapes. Esther swerves and the tapes go out the window.
Oops.
Oops. Great. Now how's Mama gonna concentrate?
I got it.
She digs in her bag and comes out with a packaged tape cassette adapter. She cracks it open and plugs in her phone after removing the unspooled and destroyed Carpenter's cassette. The opening notes to Old Town Road lead out of the car speakers. Esther nods and cranks it to max volume, hits the gas, and sends T crouching and covering her face in her hoodie. Cut 2. Interior. Unmarked van. Day. JC is shackled to a crossbeam in the back of the unmarked van. Agent Hunter addresses him with 2 armed ops members at the ready.
Comfortable? Gotta say, I feel a load off my shoulders. I finally got you. The prodigal son. Where have I seen this? It'll come to me. I get the weirdest deja vu. Nothing to say? In the old days, you hardly shut up. Okay, I'll do the talking. You're owed an explanation of sorts at this point, I suppose. Though it's not really for me to tell you who you were riding with back there. Still trying to figure out what brought the two of you together, honestly. Need to know, I guess. She is dangerous. Hope you didn't get freaky.
Jay seems out of the loop about Esther, but says nothing.
No one's as dangerous as you, though. You and your words. I know you've been around, so you know what kind of bloodshed has gone on account of your posthumous oeuvre. But you've been busy. How many weird little revolutionary cults do you suppose you've riled up over the centuries? Wars happen in your name, sure, but how many heads rolled because you personally showed up at the palace gates? Hundreds? Thousands? Vlad the Impaler's had nothing on you, did he? Ever occur to you that people might just have been better off if you'd never got involved?
Bang! A crash sound is felt hard, and anyone not chained to a crossbeam goes down. Another hit and the van rolls, flinging those same bodies everywhere, guns clattering around like any debris. When all is calm again, JC twists his wrists and his cuffs pop open easily, magician style. JC gets up and steps over the broken bodies. Hunter gurgles. JC crouches over her.
Tell my dad I've got something to say, and if he wants to slow me down, he's gonna have to show up his damn self.
The doors open and Esther is there, T in the car, which is a little banged up in the front. Old Town Road fades.
We going, sugar, or is this more a monologue situation?
No, we should go.
The other van's coming back.
Chop, chop, love.
They get in the car and T floors it as the ops guys bumble brokenly out of the crashed van, the driver firing off from a handgun in no particular direction, blood in his eyes. A high-speed chase ensues briefly. Esther in the passenger seat cracks her knuckles and looks in the side view mirror as the other van approaches. More shots are fired. JC ducks and T screams.
Oh my God!
Esther seems to be feeling out if Gina left her access to her usual powers.
Okay, Gina, love. Tell me you left me something to work with here.
Esther flicks her wrist. The other van's tires blow, and the van flips and crashes upside down epically.
Oof. Okay, dramatic overkill maybe, but I wasn't trying to kill them. Sorry, G.
Who the hell are you talking to now?
Never mind, dear. Eyes on the road, sweetie. JC, keep an eye out for any reinforcements, would you, dear? Mama needs to touch up her eyebrows. Where are we going again?
JC is shaken, but gets it together, obliging.
North. Just drive north. Preferably fast.
T, baby, if you could keep that lead foot on the gas until we have a minute to swap, we'd all be very appreciative.
Okay. I don't really know how to drive, though.
You're doing fine. Play that Old Town song again. It'll settle my nerves.
Back at the first crashed van, Hunter stumbles free and touches her ear with a bloody hand.
Sorry, we had him, sir.
A figure is standing in front of her. She looks up.
He's traveling with the destroyer.
Rest, Agent Hunter. Really, you did all right.
I just
I want to do a good job.
Yeah, like I said, good effort. You'll be keeping some distance from this point, I think.
Distance?
Yeah. Keep an eye on the boy. Hate to lose track again.
Okay, well, I think I have a fair idea where they're going now.
Good. Good. Figure you've earned a moment then. Let's get you to a hospital, yes?
Okay.
Yeah. Come on now. Slow. Watch the glass.
Joby dials for an ambulance on an old Nokia with actual buttons.
Hello. Clean up and a taxi. Yeah.
Fade to black. Fade up. Exterior. The Mount. 2 years before the crucifixion. Day. Crowd beginning to disperse, muttering amongst themselves about disjointed existential and social quandaries. Some bow to JC as he moves through them, appreciative in his grinning. Mary M. waits for him to get to her.
How do you think it went over?
Pretty good, pretty good. I'm not sure your imagery quite carried in parts. Some mixed metaphors, if I'm being honest. Kind of ad-libbed in the middle there, huh?
The sun was in my eyes. I got lost.
I wouldn't worry about it. It was just one sermon. I think everyone understands you have to work out new material over a few deliveries. I'm sure in a week they'll have mostly forgotten and you can start fresh with a whole lot.
Well, that's hardly encouraging.
You want me to be encouraging or you want me to be honest?
Both?
Try not to think about it. Come on, Messiah, let's get some dinner.
The apostles join, and they walk as JC assumes a more confident posture. And Act 3 and Chapter 2 credits. Post-credits scene. Exterior, roadside. 2020 AD, day. Another few seemingly dead sheep stir and get up, bloody and in one case decapitated. One missing an eye and an ear, and quite a lot of skin from its face. It bleats a guttural, ghastly, unnatural bleat. Cut to black. End of episode.
Thank you for that wonderful sheep impression. Loved it.